Urgent matters without notice. Honorable member for Chairman, Honorable member for Sesheke.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On behalf of the people of Sesheke, Madam Speaker, this urgent matter of public importance is directed to, without notice, Ma'am, our Honor the Vice President. Our Honor the Vice President, you may wish to note that most of the borders, if not all, have run short of border passes. And Sesheke, to be very specific, has got one place that for you to access it, you have to go through Namibia. That's when you access that place. That place is in Musho. I honor the Vice President, during this time when the borders do not have border passes, the people of Musho are completely cut off from the rest of the country. Secondly, Sesheke is a 24-hour economy where trade between two countries is entirely depending on the same border passes. And the absence of these border passes, I honor the Vice President, has made the lives of the people of Sesheke very difficult to access certain amenities as well as the flow of business within the two countries. I seek your intervention, I honor the Vice President, and I'm happy that the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security has just walked in. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Sesheke. Considering that we are adjourning today, even if the matter was to be admitted, it has to Her Honor the Vice President will have to come within 24 hours, and so it will not serve the purpose. I suggest that you ask the question during Her Honor the Vice President's question time. Maybe that will be of some help to you. Otherwise, you can put in an ordinary question. The Honorable Member for Ghana.
Madam Speaker, I rise to present this urgent matter without notice to our Honor the Vice President. Your Honor the Vice President, some time back we did plead with the Minister of Agriculture for him not to sell our maize to Tanzania and other countries. Today being 6th of December, it is very clear we are about to experience another drought. It means that our production is going to still be chaotic, and therefore we will depend on support from other countries. Today, Your Honor the Vice President, the people to whom we sold our maize have now refused to continue selling us back that maize. And I mean Tanzania today. You are aware Tanzania has stopped selling maize to Zambia owing to the fact that Honorable Mutale has stopped paying them. This is obviously going to pose a threat on the food security of this country, and our people may die of hunger. Madam Speaker, is the Vice President in order to sit and not to come and update the country as to what other measures government is going to employ so as to guarantee the citizens of food security, owing the fact that the people we sold maize have now refused to sell us back that maize? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Nkana. Just like I guided the Honorable Member for Sesheke, I'm sure you know that today we are adjourning, and according to our standing orders, when a matter of urgent matter without notice is admitted, if at all it will be admitted, and a statement will have to be rendered within 24 hours. So in view of the fact that we will not be around until February, I suggest that you put in a question. I think that is Honorable Member for Chama North. I think it applies if you are raising a matter of urgent matter without notice. Let's wait for Her Honor, the Vice President. Or you are just in anticipation. You are already trying to hit the lines. No. We haven't reached that point yet. Please clear and lock it. And please clear so that we make progress. Her Honor, the Vice President's question time. Just an observation, as we were singing our national anthem, the Honorable Member from Pika, who is number 1, was not even singing, he was just standing there. I was just wondering, does he need help with the words? So today he has just woken in another mood. So the Honorable Member from Pika.
Madam Speaker, I was actually loudly singing. Maybe you couldn't just see my lips moving. And good morning, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity to interact with Her Honor the Vice President. Her Honor the Vice President, good morning. My very simple question to Her Honor the Vice President is, between now and 2026, when will your government improve the living standards of our people who are suffering and failing to eat 3 times a day because of your harsh economic policies? Madam Speaker, thank you.
Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and good morning, Honorable Member for Pika, for that politically motivated question. Yes, there is no real reality. Honorable, we are working every day. What we are doing every day is to improve the living standards of our people. What are you saying we are doing or not doing? I think you have to be specific, Madam. Asking general things just so that people can hear in Mpika that you have asked a question. There is no question in here. It is too broad and loses meaning. Between now and 2026, what are we going to do to improve the living standards of our people? How do you improve the living standards of your people or people? It's by growing the economy. That is the way you improve. And this is what we are doing, Madam. We are working hard. How do we improve the economy of our country, for example? We have to grow. I don't know whether I'm using the right words, but the financial sector is very, very important. And for us, we are looking towards ensuring that people can get jobs. That is a way of improving the living standards. How are they going to get jobs? They are getting jobs in the investment that is coming, including in the mines. Jobs are being created every day in meeting our own promises. That we are creating jobs, sir. This is how we improve poverty in our land, because poverty in our land is not yet at wealth, accumulation. It is basically people must have something to live on. And that is what we are doing. Jobs are created in the mines. I want to go through the mining because it was just yesterday. Was it yesterday? The minister was talking about how many mines we have opened. Who is going there? Minister of Roads is working hard. When the investment is coming under PPP, it is saving people. The roads only is not what we are doing. It is creating jobs under those, the roads. We are working under the Ministry of Agriculture. When you talk of supporting the farmers, the small-scale farmers, that is job creation. I can go around, and we need to give people jobs. That is one thing that we are doing, but we are also helping them in agriculture. We also continue to go on with the social welfare support through the many different interventions, the social cash transfer, enhance the social cash transfer. We are talking of cash for work. All these are interventions that we are doing to ensure our people can live at least seemingly decent life under very difficult conditions. I will not run away. I will not shy away from saying the conditions are not easy to handle. It is not only for Zambia. This issue has become a global issue. The climate change issues are impacting us. So as honorable, the leader from Pika, you should stand with your people and say, we will survive. What do we do? It is not political. Whether you say you want to change the government, because that's your intention. No, the government will not be changed because people understand the efforts. Things that we are doing, madam, some of the things that his government brought on us. For me, it is, no, I will not say that. Thank God for reminding me. His government did a lot of harm. Because before he came, I sat here. Under this minister, I sat there, madam. The economy that was left by this government that was here, which they kicked out, was far much better. MMD. But you come, everything eaten. We go back to dates that we were forgiven and we improved on. You can talk of the statistics of the figures. But we are not crying. We are working hard to undo the bad things, the damage that was done. This is what we are doing. I can tell you the successes. And people are watching. Yes, we realize, madam, they are going through stress. But who isn't? Who isn't? The Honorable knows that the world is going through stress. This is what we should tell our people. What should we change? How hard should we work as a people so that we can live better? I can go on, but I think I end here. Thank you.
The Honorable Member for Sesheke.
Thank you so much once again, Madam Speaker. I honor the Vice President. I'll repeat the question. You may wish to note that most borders have run short of border passes, and Sesheke, it having a 24-hour economy, and emotion, to be very specific, I honor the Vice President. Emotion, I honor the Vice President, that you cannot access emotion without going through Namibia. And as the situation stands, your people of emotion are completely cut. They cannot come to Sesheke, neither can they go even just into Namibia to access certain goods that they may need, as you may be aware of the situation that the global village is facing. What is your position and government's position in this matter, Your Honor, the Vice President? Thank you.
Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I would like to thank the Honorable Member for Sesheke for that concern. Madam, I am aware, the government is aware of this critical issue. That is how I can put it, that the passes are not available. and all that facilitates the movement of people of Imwisho. And the government is doing everything possible to bring answers to this situation, working between the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Home Affairs. It is my prayer and our prayer that that is resolved very quickly, because we cannot leave a situation like that. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Mukushi South.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Your Honor, the Vice President, when I was coming for work, I saw a building having 2 doors. One door is entry, written entry. One door is written exit.
Oh, the Honorable
The exit
Member,
one
don't
is
give
written
us
UPND.
riddles. Ask the question. Is it a storytelling time or what?
The exit
Didn't
one
we all
is
come
written
through some
UPND
doors
because
today?
they are going in 2026. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Your Honor, the Vice President, in 2021-2022 season, you failed to supply fertilizer. In Rwanda, we are getting 2. Sometimes we are sharing 1.5 a bag. 2023-2024, you failed to supply fertilizer. 2024-2025 is a disaster in terms of fertilizer distribution. You can question. You are going. You can question for the last time.
Order, Honorable Member.
Those are the symptoms, Madam Speaker.
Order. Honorable Member for Mukushi South, you are a senior member of this House, and you are even a former minister. I'm sure you know how to ask questions. Please ask your question. It doesn't matter who is going where. We haven't even reached where you are saying they are going. So just ask your question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for your guidance. Your Honor, the Vice President, now that you have only got one season, 2025-2026, what are you promising the Zambian people this time around that you are going to improve in terms of fertilizer distribution? I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I would like to thank the Honorable Member for Mukushi South, who has entered this place and is exiting. Today we are adjourning Synod here. We will all exit and go home. But if he's talking of the political winning and losing, colleagues, let us not get engulfed in politics and forget that people are observing. People understand. They know the difficulties that we are passing through. They also know the capacity of tackling the issues that beset us. It is very, very unfortunate for the Honorable Madam Speaker to say we have failed to supply fertilizer. No, we have supplied fertilizer. We have kept the number, where is Mutolo, of fertilizer. We have introduced even the surf. The other window added to what you did. We have added to that. So how do you say we have failed? What failure is this? It is failure in the political space. It is not failure in reality. Honorable Member for Mukushi, we are still promising, Mukushi South, we are still promising the Zambian people that we walk the talk. Whatever we promised, we will work within the environment as the environment evolves, as God brings different issues. But that which man brought, that is what we are resolving, including paying back the debt that you left. You have to tell them. You have to tell the people that this government is paying off the debt, restructured the debt, paying the debt which you left for the sake of the Zambian people. and they have seen it. Madam, I am always worried when I see colleagues. They forget the damage and they think Zambians have also forgotten. They have not forgotten. They have not that I can tell you, they have not forgotten. And we shall see 2026. Yeah. This time, your numbers will even be worse. Yeah. We shall see. Us, we are working, madam, eyes on the ball. We are providing for our people under difficult circumstances. If this came, madam, if the drought came under those, some of those on your left, people could have died. But to date, we have not. We have not. So when you talk of failure, I wonder, when we have been sending all the fertilizer, only Luano fertilizer is there. We have taken the FISIP by record 100%. Fertilizer, seed, including surf, the loans that we are working on. We believe, indeed, there has been a delay in terms of disbursing for surf. But we believe by next week, people will get that, and that is an increase. And we pray that there will be an increase in the production of crop. And also, we pray that God releases rain. If he releases rain, next year, madam, they will not have any questions. They will be surprised. That is true. The economy looks bright. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Chitambo.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I honor the Vice President. Good morning. And I also want to congratulate you for a successful launch of the book that I'm really awaiting to read. I honor the Vice President. Indeed, you are right that you are working very hard to turn the economy, and you did indicate to this House that there is what we are calling the Nalumangonomics. I honor the Vice President. Recently the Bank of Zambia increased the monetary policy. This to me means that the lending rates have gone up, and very few people in this country will be doing business because they will need to borrow from banks for them to invest. Madam Speaker, if that is the case, it means that even those that have already borrowed with the banks, the interest rates are going up. Some of them might even fail to pay back their loans. And the Minister of Finance really also wants people to contribute to the national basket by way of paying their taxes and maintain their business portfolios. That being the case, Madam Speaker, I honor the Vice President. What is government doing to ensure that those that have borrowed are cushioned so that they don't fail to manage their businesses and ensure that the economy is also operating and we are able to pay salaries to those that have got workers and to those that might not manage to feed other people in terms of families, because now the burden is becoming overloaded. I thank you.
Honor the Vice President.
Madam, some questions we will leave it to experts. Yeah, but I think with all that you have said, in my mind is that your concern is about the individuals that have borrowed from the banks. And the fact that because of the fluctuation I hope I got that, of the exchange rate, then the loans seem not to be, you know, is that what you said? Maybe you can repeat. Them, because I may not have gotten everything. Maybe you can repeat, because I have to get the narrative so that I can answer.
Thank you very much. Honorable Member for Chitambo, as you ask, please be precise. Do not debate. Otherwise, your question will be lost in words. You can repeat the question, be precise to the point.
Madam Speaker, it's just about the cost of doing business, which has gone high. And I needed an answer to that. What is government doing to cushion businesses so that we rebound as an economy? I thank you.
It appears the question is similar to the one asked by the Honorable Member from Pika, if I can recall. Same question repeated in a different way. Honor the Vice President.
Thank you. The cost of doing business basically affects the living standards of the people, the business people. That is true. Except this time, again, the question is a little different. But you said because of this, then when they borrow, what are you doing as government? The businessmen are still doing business, and they are still borrowing from the banks. I think when businessmen borrow, it's a contract. They do a contract. In my thinking, my own raw thinking, is that when they borrow, if the payment becomes difficult, normally the banks will also assess, and they'll be able to see, probably increase the period of payment, like we have done as a country, to have our debt restructured. Because the banks don't want to squeeze the business people out of business. They are working to ensure that they remain out of business, because when they remain in business, the banks also remain in business. I'm sure there is a mutual understanding in what is happening. But generally, what are we doing? What we are doing for business, what we are doing for the economy, like you heard the Madam Speaker say, we have explained that difficult as it is, we will keep the economy running. It will not collapse like it almost did in 2021. Oh, it did, eh?
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Sikongo.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. Madam Speaker, the European government won the 2021 elections with a landslide victory due to the confidence that the Zambians have in the European administration. Madam Speaker, it is not debatable that the PF were shell-shocked at such an embarrassing loss in the 2021 general elections. However, Madam Speaker, the people of Congo are surprised at the level of bitterness that is still being exhibited. The level of bitterness that is still being exhibited by our colleagues from the PF 3 years down the road. So, Her Honor, Vice President, what message of comfort, what message of encouragement do you have to our colleagues who, if they continue on this path, we may end up losing some of them to diseases such as BP and diabetes? I thank you so much.
Honor the Vice President.
Emma question, yeah. Madam Speaker, these should be the questions, not Honorable Chitambo. Thank you very much. I think I'll start from your concern, Honorable Member of Congo, the concern at the level of bitterness being exhibited, and you have asked me for advice. Thank you very much. I'll give advice. It is important to understand that what goes up comes down, and when it is down, don't hold on to a broken string. Colleagues, you have gone. And the best you can do, Honorable Member for Bwacha, is to adjust. Life is adjusting. Honorable, thank you very much. You know, the best is to adjust. It is an expectation. You were born, when you are dead, that's it. You are gone. All you can do is indeed adjust, remove any bitterness. It is very good. And when you embrace that which is going on, we are not saying you shouldn't have opposition, but do it with civility, do it with real concern for the people. That is what it means, Honorable Mpundu. That's what it means. When you have gone there, continue thanking God that you are still, participating in the governance. But the bitterness, Honorable has warned us that bitterness can bring BP, many diseases. So I think the counsel is stop being bitter. It is part of life. It's part of life. But don't think that you are coming back tomorrow. That is where the bitterness is coming from. If you relax and know we did our part, now let us see, support, and let us see, help them. When supporting, I'm not saying agree with us all the time. That's not what it means. It means making us sit up. That, to me, is what democracy means. You speak to make us sit up. Because we are in government now, we are seeing things from one angle. You are seeing things from another angle. Let together work and build our country. But bitterness will not help anybody. In fact, the more bitter you are, Honorable Member for Chairman North, the more you lose. The more you lose. People don't like bitter people. So relax and enjoy your position. We are here this time. Thank you.
The Honorable Member for Ron.
He has no question.
Okay. Honorable Member for Magoe.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and good morning, Your Honor, the Vice President. Madam Speaker, I just want to find out from Her Honor, the Vice President, You're making noise. Your Honor, I hope you are getting me. Thank you very much. This is the true Zambian height.
My neighbor.
Your Honor, Madam Vice President, I just want to find out on behalf of the constituents I ably represent, Magoe. We really appreciate the maize that is available for us to buy, and the people have resources to use to buy through social cash transfer and also cash for work. The money is available, the maize is available in the sheds, but unfortunately, the maize allocated per week, the number is too small. Like in many words, it's about 300 bags, of which households that needs that maize are so many. What is the government position in relation to help the community that have a lot of money, but unfortunately the maize that is allocated is too small? Thank you very much, Madam Vice President.
Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to thank my son, the honorable member, the youth from Magoye constituency. Thank you for that question, and I hope that through this question, we are speaking to all of us that need maize. We understand, and thank you, that you are saying maize is available in Magoye, where maize did not even grow, the drought. Okay, but the maize is there. How did it get there? This government is working to provide maize. Money is with the people. Who is doing that? This government. But the point you raise, the concern, is that the maize allocated, not necessarily available, but the maize allocated is not enough to go around. Thank you. And this is what feedback we should get from you. You will remember before you went on, when we adjourned the last meeting, we met and we said we need feedback from honorable members. You don't have to even come and ask here. My son, you are doing politics so that they can hear in Magoye. Because when you tell us, this is how even policies change. We have to ensure that we give enough maize for the people. The minister is here. Maize is still available, so we will make it available. And even other wards, other constituencies where you think the maize is not enough, it's not going around because of the allocation, please don't hesitate to go to the Minister of Agriculture and say the allocation is not enough. In fact, we did ask for populations in these constituencies and wards so that we are not just, hunting in the dark, so that we know in this ward how many people are there. For my office, we have that information, Honorable Minister of Agriculture. We can work together to ensure how many people are in these places and let them be availed or allocated enough, because we have said no one should die from hunger. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Mukushi North.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I honor the Vice President. Good morning. I'll repeat the question that I asked, I think on Tuesday, concerning sustainable agriculture financing facility. I hope the Minister of Agriculture will put words in our honor, the Vice President. Mukushi has farmers that have applied for this loan facility. But up to now, our honor, the Vice President, the farmers have not received any feedback as to when they will receive these loans. The banks that are undertaking this program are not giving our farmers the information as to when the farmers will receive these inputs. Remember, if the monies are given to these farmers in January, they will serve no purpose, because the purpose is to use this money for agriculture. So when are our farmers receiving the monies under SAFE? I honor the Vice President. Thank you.
I honor the Vice President.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I should say good morning to you also. Yes, I think this is a concern that there is a delay. I agree, there is a delay, because in some places the rains came, but I believe that also God works in a good way. I am told that this is being done right now. NatSave and the other banks have started, and they have released the codes, or the loans will be accessed now, from now through next week. Indeed, we regret the delay, but government is aware. We need these people to produce this year, and we are working on that. Within next week, you should be able to see a serious movement. Yeah, he's still telling me. Yes, next week. This week, I think NatSave is already released, but other banks are coming in next week. There was a little, problem in between, but it is resolved now. And we pray that people will not get these loans in January. I agree with you, but now. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Mwembeji.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, there is a lot of things which are happening in my constituency, and the people were glued to the new technology, telling them that the rains through the green economy and the meteorological department, that the rains in the southern part of Zambia, by this time they are supposed to be raining, according to the report which we got. People got a lot of money and planted. The people in Mwembeshi are actually wondering as to whether the data which was being given by the department from the Ministry of Green Economy was actually accurate. Because after planting, actually there's a drought. This is very serious because now, if it doesn't rain, there's going to be more hunger than the hunger we're having this year. So, Madam, Your Honor, the people of Mwembeshi would want to understand what are the plans, because this is actually, you're seeing that there is already a drought here. What are the plans? Can we go and assure the people in Mwembeshi that people won't die because they planted and the maize actually hasn't even germinated? What have you got to say with this data which I've been getting from meteorological and what is happening on the ground? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I would like to thank the Honourable Member for Mwembeshi for this very important question. In fact, if we had the time, we would probably have issued a statement on the matter. I think the concern is, are we going to rely on the meteorological reports that we are getting on the I don't know whether these are projections or the reports that they get. One thing we have to say, whether this information is reliable, yes, it is humanly. Because what meteorological department gives to the public through the green economy is not just by them alone. It is also a regional matter. In fact, this heat and the lack of rain now is an influence from the Botswana, whatever winds you can talk about. So they don't do it alone. This information they give is very honest, truthful. But unfortunately, the capacity to tell beyond this may not be there. And also, basically, no one is getting it right. I'm sorry to say this. Because if you are observing what is going on with the issues of climate change globally, you will be surprised. I saw in one country yesterday, there was a warning of a tsunami. I think those that watched. And by the end of the day, they said, okay, it won't come. But they had an earthquake, a terrible earthquake. And we have seen, people are dying in developed countries because of the disasters that are induced by climate change. So your government is doing whatever they can within the means available to them and informing the public. Right now, the information is not completely decisive or complete that there will be no rain. So we have not declared that there will be drought. In fact, that statement talked about rains probably coming after 10th of December. Yeah. But I do understand last year we also had the same situation. But you can't tell people not to plant. That is very important. Farmers here will know that if there is faith in any profession, or is it any, it's a profession, eh? Oh, good. Thank you, my son. It is in farmers, because farmers don't stop planting. This honorable is a farmer. He lost 100 hectares last year, but he has already planted 200 this time. That is the... Yes, he's rich, but we are not saying everybody should plant, because riches are relative. Even the one who is planting 1 hectare is rich, according to that. And therefore, losing 1 hectare is as painful to that person as it may be painful to over-rich person for 100. So the feeling is the same. So the point is, let us encourage them to continue. The reports will continue coming. We can't be conclusive now that there will be no rain, it's a drought. Unfortunately, we have this period. But we are still believing in the reports that we got that the rains will come again. And this time, hopefully, will cover the rest of the country. There is still rain, colleagues, up north, in certain parts up north. But the south is again affected this time. But we pray that come 10th, or after 10th, the 12th, the rains come, and what we have planted or what we are about to plant will survive. It is not the work of man. Madam Speaker, you say acts of God. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Chadiza.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Your Honor, the Vice President, in August this year, at the Kulamba traditional ceremony of the Chewa people of Eastern Province, the President, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Dr. Hakainde Hichilema, promised the people of Chadiza that before the end of this year, there will be a groundbreaking ceremony for the upgrading of the Chipata-Chadiza Road to bituminous standard. Now that we are adjourning Parliament today, the people of Chadiza would like to know, Your Honor, the Vice President, when is the President coming to conduct a groundbreaking ceremony for the upgrading to bituminous standard of the much spoken about Chipata-Chadiza Road? Madam, I thank you very much.
Order, honorable members. I thought today was what, 6th December. Her Honor, the Vice President.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Chadiza. You refer to the words or what the promise of the President of the Republic of Zambia, Dr. Hakainde Hichilema, that he promised that before the end of this year, there will be a groundbreaking ceremony for the Chadiza Chipata Road. We walk the talk. He walks the talk. As we are here, the bid was out. Out of 3 bidders, 1 contractor has already been picked. Selected, you say selected. Eh? 1 contractor has been selected. And therefore, it's just the little processes that are going on. And we pray it can probably be done on the 31st. If it is not done by then, a little further you will bear. But this will be done within the time frame that was given. We are on it. Thank you.
The Honorable Member for Kantanshi.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. This being the last Vice President's question time for 2024, Madam Speaker, allow me to congratulate Honour the Vice President on her performance. It's been impressive, but I also want to put on record, Madam Speaker, last week on Friday, and in my question, I did comment that the President was under state capture, a comment that I've since regretted and apologized to the President. My question to our Honour the Vice President is, all the MPs have expressed concern on the cost of mealie meal. And for us in Kantanshi, we have highly benefited from the leadership. We have benefited on Mupane, we have benefited on Mukambo Road, we have benefited on the cash for work, we have benefited on a number of government interventions. But we are struggling on the cost of mealie meal. Are there any deliberate steps government is going to take? Because it seems your last 3 years, the cost of mealie meal has been so elusive. Amongst all the big challenges you have had, which have been able to sort out, mealie meal has been a big issue. Are you able to give us a clear strategy or steps that you're going to take so that our people can have confidence that as much as they're benefiting from all these other programs, indeed the cost of mealie meal will equally drop? Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Her Honour the Vice President.
Thank you very much. At least today there were no accounts and the economy and the It's important to admit your capacity. There are things that I have to completely rely on somebody else because I may not fully understand without being briefed. Let me start by accepting the apology. And let me thank you very much, just as I thank Honourable Member for Chitambo, is there, for indeed congratulating me for being an author, for producing a book. It's a simple book, and I thank the honourable members that have had sight of the book. It's simple, but it's very important. It's important that you buy it. You buy it for your children if you can't read it. It is the story of my life. Oh, sorry, I'm taking too long. I know he is now complaining. That's Kafuaya. Let me talk about me a little also. I am just acknowledging that, thank you. The book is available. You can come. Andy, thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Your concern, very good. Your concern is on the cost of living, really. After you appreciate all these that have been done, the roads that have been done, also the interventions on the drought and the hunger. Honourable, when you say cost of living, what is it that we are talking about? In my mind, then I start saying, what are you talking about when you talk about the cost of living? Mealie meal, that's why we are mitigating, for example, with the interventions that are available. Why do you think we are giving social cash transfer? What is it for? Is it not to mitigate this? Because the real answer to the end, even of government, to stop this enhanced social cash transfer. I'm not talking about the social cash transfer, but the one which is drought related. We must have enough well-paying jobs. Like I said, it's the same question, madam, that was the first and it is the last. Cost of living. Cost of living is a very general statement. There are many things that improve on the cost of living. Even your road, sir, is working on the cost of living because it gives ability for the people to move and be able to do economic activities. That is part of, to me, in Nalumangonomics, you think wholesomely. You think wholesomely. You don't think of one activity. All the activities linked to the cost of living. That's what it means. If there is no road in Kaputa, then there is a problem. If there is, no road, it's a problem. But when the road is there, the honorable members' people will be happy because they'll be able to move here and there to have economic activity which brings food on the table. So if the cost of living is food, that is why we are bringing in intervention. Now, madam, that it is the last day, like the honorable has said, for 2024, and I am happy that it is the last Friday for 2024 for me. Allow me, madam, you give me a little more extra. Let me conclude. Let me conclude by saying this government is working to improve the living standards of our people. We may not be there, but we are working every day. Unlike some people who are going backwards, like your government, sir. This government, honorable members, must not forget that we have provided free education. Then you are going to tell me, what is the cost of living? Don't you know that when a child is not paying, the little the parents were supposed to pay remains now in there? Okay. That is improving the cost of living. It will be an addition on the purchase of that meal you are concerned about. When we say, let us give partial payment under NAPSA, the 20%, don't you think we are improving the lives of our people in their homes? Indeed, it is disposable income, and it also have a ripple effect. Because these families that get involved in economic activities. What of the CDF? Where is it going? I am telling you, this little project you are doing is not you doing it. You are giving somebody a little contract. It is improving the cost of living. That's why I said the cost of living, madam, is not a one thing. You have to see it in all these things we are doing. This is the real concern for the people of Zambia. Mines opening. Too many. Yesterday somebody said you can't go through them. And more will open by next year. That I can assure you. When we talk of, I've talked of roads, meal allowance for Please, that is cost of living. I've talked about the roads, sir, that it is reduction on the cost of living. I think I can go on and on, but all these are addressing the cost of living. Maybe, Mr. Economist, you didn't know that the road is working to improve the cost of living. So whatever we are doing is for the people and to ensure that the cost of living for our people is stabilized, brought down, affordable, and we will continue to create jobs and see that in Mopani. Yeah. Look at the jobs. Yes. Look at the contracts. Yes. You should stand on your head and say, thank you, this government. As Honorable Mpundu, it's my last day in 2024, and we have done wonders. Yeah. We will continue to improve the lives of our people, and I'm assuring them through this August House that Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia, is thinking all the time. Be assured that we will continue to improve. It is my hope that next year like this, there will be less voice because of what will have happened in the economy. We have been assured, where is my minister? He's gone. Minister of Finance. The assurance that the economy has a brighter future, a brighter look for 2025, with the mines opening, with the contracts signed, jobs all over. Hey, Madam, I want to thank you and want to thank the honorable members for the support they have given to this office, and indeed the questions that make me my head move. But I hope that the answers, Madam, according to what we know, they are not meant to satisfy these colleagues. They are meant to bring facts and answers. You may not like my answers, but please like me. Thank you.